What's up, guys? It's Hal, and today we're going to be tackling the banner for CG Sieghard. Good 4-star in the banner for once. Good use of OTK in a lot of fights for you guys who are like trying to do some old stuff, maybe even some newer stuff with some certain strategies. We'll touch on that as well. So this banner, pretty decent. Let's get right into it for you. We have Cannon here, 3-star base, 5-star max for TMR's Cannon's Blade. All right, it's 105 attack, fire elemental sword that gives you 2-blade stance, which allows you to dual wield swords. Nothing super insane. Dual wield's kind of falling out of the meta, and this is just the fire equivalent of Aqua Blade. Don't really need this anymore. And then as a unit, she's a 3-star base, 5-star max, so she needs something absolutely insane. But guess what, guys? She doesn't have it. So we don't care about Cannon. That's Cannon. All right, Theobald. We're going with Theobald. His TMR's the Star Trail, 62 attack, 125 magic, whip. If you want to whip, go beat the Marlboro Trowel, use a Shantoto, done. But no, as far as a whip concerned, it's okay, but if you're at the point where you need like a weapon, you don't want a TMR whip at this point. If you can't beat Marlboro and you can't beat the new 10-man, then this whip probably isn't going to do you very good. There's better stuff that you'd be getting for TMR, so don't go for the whip. It's not the whip, man. It's terrible. As a unit himself, he's got a chain magic flood skill with Aqua Authority, but it's not that good, so don't worry about it. And then he can use Aqua Authority and Aqua Philosophy twice in one turn, but you have to unlock that, so no one really cares there. And his Limit Burst here, nothing super insane. It's really cheap. It's 15 Limit Burst crystals, increase the Limit Burst gauge by 200% for 3 turns to all allies except for the caster, and then give 3 to 5 Limit Burst gauge crystals to all allies except for the caster. So it has some cool aspects there, but outside of that, he's just got Flood and dual cast black magic. That's it. And there's no real reason to bring someone for just strictly flood and dual cast black magic and high tide on their limit burst. He does not do enough. He's not worth the investment. He's not worth leveling up, and he's not the 4-star that we were talking about at the start of this video. So Dietlinde, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Maybe I f***ed it up, but who knows? Her TMR here is Gun Mastery, all right. Increases your attack by 50% when equipped with a gun. So if you've been using a lot of gun users, we finally have a Gun Mastery. We have Dietlinde. With Gun Master, we have Balthier, Super TMR. We have an old body piece. I forget what it was, like a very old body piece. Amelia's body piece, I think, with Gun Mastery on it. Maybe a couple things. But this is like the first weapon materia mastery for guns, I think, that we've gotten outside of Balthier. Super TMR. Dietlinde as a unit, not the craziest thing ever, guys. So she's really all about her limit burst. She does have some Onion Slice chaining family, so you can use her as a dual wield Onion Slice chainer. So maybe for 10-mans or something, you can get her in there with Lauren or Onion Knight. But outside of that, she's not gonna be doing a lot of damage for you because she is a 4-star base. But her limit burst here, Lady's Bullet. All right, this is what we not. She's got Bullet, a lady, dude. She's a ninja. Costs 20 limit burst crystals, so incredibly cheap. You can activate this on turn 1 with Nyx's limit burst. All right, for some very solid 1-turn KO strategies. If you max it out, physical damage 7.4 times mod to all enemies. We don't care about that. Decreased defense by 84% for 3 turns to all enemies. 84% defense break. You might look at it and say, oh, I already have 74% defense break. That's only 10% more damage. You could not be more wrong. All right, so just like the damage formula, every single time you increase your attack, oh my goodness, you get so much more damage. Every single time you increase your percent defense break, you get a ridiculous amount of damage, especially when we're talking about super high break. So in comparison to like a 74% defense break, an 84% defense break will give you around 60-something% more damage done. 60 more damage compared to the 74. Not 60% more damage compared to a 0% break. 60% more damage compared to your 74% break. It is a ridiculous amount more damage to bring to a party. If you're looking to OTK some stuff, Lady's Bullet is gonna get you in there and blow. It's high noon, right? It's high noon, but for Lady's Bullets, man. So Dietlinde, butchered your name. As a character, not the greatest. As a limit burst wielder, maybe you can bring her as support. You can give her Riku's pouch, pod 153, this, that, the other thing, and then just give her a limit burst build and just fire a limit burst off and OTK something. Not maybe turn 1 kill something, but take something from 0% to or 100% to 0, not 0% to 100. We don't want to re-raise our enemies, guys. So with that being said, Dietlinde, one of the better 4-stars we've gotten, even though it's only on the back for limit burst, it's literally the strongest defense break on demand we have in the game, which is something to be said. Now, we have Sieghard here. Very looked for. Yes, very looked for. Yes, that's not very sought after. All right, very sought after tank here. Sieghard TMR heals Vow Earth, guys. So I love this TMR. Increase your HP by 30%, defensive spirit by 20%, increase your limit burst gauge fill rate by 50%, and increase your earth resistance by 30%. That is a mouthful. It's super awesome. It reminds me a lot of Protector of Lapis from Awakened Rain. It's got HP on it, it's got spirit on it, it's got defense on it, and instead of 2 limit burst crystals per turn, it's got 50% high tide on it. Sadly, you can't stack it. Sucks, I wish you could, but it's got everything you want. It's good on a tank, it's good on a healer, it's good on a support, it's good on your supports and healers who want to get their limit burst up fast. Super awesome. Throw it on somebody, you're gonna love it. Definitely get it for all those applications. If you did get a Sieghard or two, get 1, 2, 3, put them on your tanks, healers, and your supports. It's good. It's super good. I don't know what to say. Super TMR, here's the attractive shield. I don't know why it's so attractive, but all right. Defense of 85, 30% HP, and 80% earth resistance. So it's a very solid stat stick. It is a super TMR though. Obviously, if you get 4 Sieghard, just get this. I don't think you need to chase after getting it though, but if it falls into your lap, go ahead, definitely pick it up. If any super TMR falls into your lap, go ahead and pick it up. Doesn't matter what unit it is. So super awesome super TMR. Now let's get into him here. His base HP is already over 4.6k. That's what most units fall into. He's at 5,023 and he gets 540 HP and HP pots. So he's going to be a big tanky boy. All right, he's going to be huge. Huge boy. His defense and spirit are both above 200. 210 defense, 201 spirit. Insane stats, guys. Insane stats. Weapon selection, he's got the coveted daggers, man. He can put a high tide dagger on, HP dagger. He's got swords as well. Put staves on there. A little bit of stav love. Axes and hammers, cool. Whips, not so much. I don't know why whips are there. But axes, hammers, and staves and stuff, they all can get HP and spirit and defensive tanky stats on them all the time. So his skills here, let's go through them. Run-of-the-mill stuff real quick. A lot of his stuff has inflict charm 5%. I'm not going to say charm 5% after all of his skills that have it, but literally every skill he has is a single target 5% charm or an AoE 5% charm. We'll talk about that effect right now real quick. It doesn't make or break the character, but every once in a great while against XYZ boss, you'll be just doing your stuff, doing your AoE provoke tank, and you'll charm the boss, and the boss will just skip their turn. So it can give you super random effect, allow you to just make or break a fight for you really quick. You know, maybe skip a threshold for an extra turn. Maybe give you just enough breathing room to recover from a fight. Maybe let you put your buffs back up accidentally, or do damage and kill the boss and not have to worry about him doing a threshold because you do 50% of the boss's HP. You randomly charmed him, didn't plan it, but it happened, and you kill the boss. So you can randomly just like get a lot of value out of the charms. Super awesome. Doesn't make or break the character for me because it's so random though, for most of them. So the 5% ones we won't talk about. Mind Charm, it's got physical damage, 2.0 mod, defense scaling, 1 hit with a 60% spirit break. Okay, so a little bit of damage, 6% spirit break, very nice off break for you there. Stylish form and chance to protect all allies from physical damage, 75% chance to proc with damage mitigation of 50 to 75%, or 50 to 70% for 3 turns to cast. It's got AoE physical cover, it's not a cooldown skill, you can just use it right away, 5-star form, awesome. Dangerous Rose, physical damage, 2.8 mod with defense scaling to all enemies. The chaining family here is free energy, so unless you're using your boy Zidane, I don't think you're really chaining with anyone with Dangerous Rose. 8-hit skill though, but sadly it's not like Octaslash or anything crazy like that. Block Charm, physical damage 2.0 mod with a 60% defense break, so he's got the spirit and defense breaks for you there. Full Break Charm, 50% full break, so if you need a backup break, he's there for you with a little bit of damage, 2.5 times modifier. Now he's got I'm Gorgeous. Now this is 30% charm to all enemies. That is a huge charm number, right? So a little under a third of the time you can AoE charm. Now you're not gonna 30% land charm on every single guy. The charm chance is checked individually per enemy, so you might charm 2 of them, not the third one. All right, keep that in mind. But 30% is a huge number. What else does it do though? So it increases the chance to be targeted by 100% for 2 turns to the caster and mitigates physical damage taken by 2 turns as well. So you can use this as a provoke and a damage mitigation, and it's physical damage mitigation. So you can go turn 1 AoE physical cover, turn 2 use I'm Gorgeous, maybe charm something, maybe not, and then get that physical damage mitigation. So if you're in an AoE fight, you got the physical provoke up, You've got the physical AoE cover up, maybe you charm or doer 2. You got the cover mitigation up now and the physical damage mitigation. And if you have a support in your team with all damage mitigation, you have that up as well. So this will be incredibly tanky. Now, after you use I'm Gorgeous, it turns into Gorgeous Pose the next turn, okay? Which is 50% charm to all enemies. Chance to protect allies from physical damage, 80% proc rate, with damage mitigation of 60 to 75% for 3 turns, and you get 3 stacks of Mirage for a turn as well. So you can go with Stylish Form, do something, I'm Gorgeous, and then instead of using Stylish Form again to put your cover back up, you can use Gorgeous Pose to put your physical cover back up for another 3 turns. It's a stronger cover, higher proc chance, higher damage mitigation on average, and has a 50% chance to charm. So you get the 30% into this 50%. That's where you start seeing a lot of damage mitigation coming from not only the charm, but his insane stats, his insane physical damage mitigation that you got from using I'm Gorgeous the previous turn and the cover mitigation. Super, super, super strong there. Super Wink, his first cooldown skill at 7-star. This is his first 7-star skill. So I'm Gorgeous is a 6-star skill. So you can definitely use him as a 6-star if you're newer to the game. Super awesome there. All right, so that's it for all of his 6-star skills. His first 7-star skill is going to be Super Wink. It's a 3-turn cooldown, guys, available on turn 1. Chance to protect all allies from magic damage, 75% chance with 50% damage mitigation, but it's only for 2 turns. So not like Mercenary Ramsey. You can't always have his damage mitigation up. So he's like an emergency magic AoE cover tank. Okay, he cannot be your primary magic cover tank with just Super Wink. All right, so you need some sort of source of magical cover. Sexy Smiles, a 7-turn cooldown available on turn 1. Smites him with that charm, and then he mitigates magic damage by 90% for 1 turn to the caster. So if you need to like emergency magic tank, you can Super Wink, and then the next turn, go ahead and hit him with that Smexy Smile. Or if you are using him as a physical cover tank and you're afraid that he's going to die from magic damage that maybe can't be covered or something while he's physically covering, you go ahead and use Sexy Smile. He's going to take no damage from the magic at all and still be able to do his duties as your physical cover tank. So super awesome that you can use it like that as well. Now he's got Earthbound, 2-turn cooldown available turn 1, physical damage 2.0 modifier with using defense as your attacking stat, with 100% earth resistance down and change with Power Driver. It's a cooldown skill though, so you can't really run around and smack dudes with Earthbound all day, and it's only a 2.0 multiplier, so whatever. Now he's got Glorious Guard, 6-turn cooldown available on turn 1, mitigate physical damage, taken 90% for 1 turn to the caster. So he's got both physical and magical 90% damage mitigation cooldowns, but they have much longer cooldowns than like Wilhelm's or Awakened Rain does for their specific roles of magic and physical damage mitigators. But he still has them. Now moving into his passive, he's got Noble Stance, chance to just cover someone, 30% spirit, 50% draw attacks. He's got 50% spirit when equipped with a light shield, 50% defense when equipped with a heavy shield, 50% passive earth resistance, 20% defense, and he's immune to confuse and petrify. All right, 30% more defense, 30% more HP. He Who Thirsts in Adversity, chance to counter magic attacks 30% of the time with He Who Thirsts in Adversity, and this is max 1 turn. We'll get to what that does down the road. His next one is 30% HP and 20% defense and spirit, and he auto casts a buff at the start of the fight. Now, 7-star, the Man of Many Rivals. If you have his TMR equipped, which is insane, you should have it on him anyway, he gets 30% more HP and defense, and he gets a 50% chance to ignore fatal damage when your HP is above 5% max 1 time, and guess what? 200% defense and spirit when your HP drops below 1. So if he doesn't die and he goes to 1 HP instead of dying, he'll get that 200% defense and spirit buff, and I think that buff will last until he dies. It's going to be really hard for you to get that buff though, because it's a 50-50 shot if he lives, so you don't want to put him in that circumstance anyways. And if he does live, he could still 1 HP, so if another attack comes out and hits him again, he's dead. So it's going to be very hard for you to, beautiful mind, figure out exactly how much damage you need to get him to take, so the last hit that the monster does is the one that'll kill him, and you flip a coin and then it lands heads, and then he doesn't die, and then the monster's like, oh, you're at 1 HP, my turn's over now. You're like, oh, I'm a trap card. Never gonna happen, guys. Never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Okay, so you wear his team art because it's good and gives you 30% more defense and HP. 20% more MP passive here at 115, and then the Brilliant Rose, 30% HP and spirit with light armor, 30% HP and defense with heavy armor, and 100% high tide. Now, the 2 skills that he casts, his counter gives him 25% HP and MP, super awesome. So he's just going to heal himself a decent amount, right? 25%, and he's never going to run MP because of this. And then he also starts immune to charm. So that's going to be super awesome there as well. He's got Barstonra, Barstonga, Stonja. No one really cares. Although this Barstonga, 70% Earth resistance, that'll be helpful every once in a while. Now his Limit Burst, the Butinous Sanctuary. Or the, wait, whatever. I'm just going to, whatever I just said, that's what it is. Fight me. All right. Now at max level, it costs 30 Limit Burst crystals, a 3-hit skill, physical damage 16.9 times multiplier with defense scaling to all enemies, mitigate damage taken by 45% for 3 turns to all allies. Now you're going to want to max this out if you use him, not for the damage doesn't really go up, it goes up from 14 to 6.9, but for the damage mitigation, 45% instead of 30% for 3 turns, super awesome. Super awesome. This is less damage mitigation than Wilhelm's, 54%, but it's for 3 turns instead of 2 turns. It's very similar to Shilton Mistea's Limit Burst, which were 42% for 3 turns. This one's going to allow you to do some damage, get a nice chain finish off. Right there, 16.9 multiplier. 3-hit skill, you can chain finish that pretty easily. And then get the nice damage mitigation. So I think Sieghard is awesome. If you already have, you know, a dedicated physical tank, you already have a Wilhelm or a Bosch or a Gladiolus or anyone or Mercenary, anyone who can do physical tanking for you, well, you do not need to go and get Sieghard. Now, if you don't have one at all, period, I would attempt to go and get him. Very strong. Very strong. He's got some backup capabilities. He's got some nice 60% defense and spirit breaks. If you don't have that, that may be something that's nice for you there. But he's incredibly tanky, but you do not need to have him. But if you need a tank, now is your shot. Go for it for sure. Take a shot at the boy. He's pretty good. I think he's like the last tank we get for a while, guys. So I don't know, you know, if there's any sort of like FanFesta banners coming up soon. We might get White Knight Knoll 7-star. We'll see. I'll have to see what he does. White Knight Knoll will probably be the next physical tank that we get. He might be a magic tank though. But Sieghard is extremely strong. If you don't have one, and by one I don't mean Sieghard, I mean a physical tank, go ahead and try to get him if you want one. So pretty strong. I like this banner a lot. Diet Linde or Diet Linde, pretty good 4-star base to snag, and maybe you just want to do some cool montages where you hit things for like 999,999,999 damage, guys. But let me know how you think about this banner, what you think about this banner down below. Let me know what you feel about FanFesta starting tomorrow. If you guys are gonna be watching that on stream, maybe I'll try to you know, like throw a foam finger up or something. I don't know what's going on, but I'll be there. I'll be having fun. I'll see you guys in the next one. Follow for more stuff. I guess to subscribe on YouTube. I don't know. And I'll see you in the next one.